Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for HipKit Club. I will remind you again to please check out the HipKit Club YouTube channel because I have videos there, so you don't want to miss those. And the other designers also have videos there, so you'll get lots of inspiration on how to use your kits or other supplies. So make sure you subscribe to their channel. So today I'm playing with some mixed media. I have to say, lately I get my mixed media on in my art journals. So I actually don't use as much mixed media on my layouts as I used to, which if you've watched my channel for a longer time, you probably noticed. But yeah, today I'm up on the HipKit Club blog and we do every Monday Mixed Media Monday. So yeah, I took out some paints and I used things from previous color kits. If you want to get into mixed media and you're not sure which supplies to get or how to use them, the color kits are a really great way to step into this whole world and also get a lot of inspiration on how to use exactly the things that you have, because every month we have lots of the designers using those paints and sprays and watercolors and all that stuff. So I really enjoyed making this layout, and you can see that this is kind of true to reality, the process here. So I think that's the nice thing about watching a process video. You can really see the whole thing. Many times I start with an idea and then I get another idea and then I get another idea and then I try something else and then I try another thing and then I go on with the design of my layout and I try some more stuff. So that's how it was this time. I created the background very simply with some gesso. I started with that because it's always good to protect the paper if you're going to add all kinds of other paints or mists or watercolors on top of it. Cardstock is not made for paints and wet media, so using gesso is pretty much always a good idea if you're using scrapbooking papers. So I started with the background and I really liked how that turned out. You saw how simple it was, and I used the Vicky Boutin paints that we got in a previous kit. And then I decided I really want to play with the gorgeous Maggie Holmes stamp set. It is beautiful, and of course you can use it in all kinds of ways. So here I will show you how I used it to stamp with mists, or I showed you already. Sorry this is so fast, but this is already long as it is, so I had to speed it up a little bit. So you can stamp these flowers with inks, and you can also stamp them with mist. So I just spray the stamp and then I stamp it, and you don't get a perfect impression because it depends on, you know, how much spray you sprayed, how much water you have, the detail level of the stamp. So there's a lot of factors here, but if you keep trying and you play around with it, I think you will discover, you know, your way of using these supplies. And I always stamp extra images so that I have spares, and I already know some will turn out better, some will turn out a bit messy, because that's just the nature of stamping with something so watery. What I also did, I sprayed it also with one color, but then I started mixing colors right on the stamp. So I would stamp yellow and then I would add a bit of turquoise on the outsides of the stamp where the leaves are, and that gave me this really nice blend where the flower is mostly yellow and then the leaves are more green. You can see that. Again, this is nothing you can really control, so you have to embrace the mess and the unpredictability of these techniques, but many times the results are really beautiful, and I am going to use a couple of those as embellishments here. So the background was my first mixed media adventure in this case, and then I sprayed the flowers. I also stamped them with regular black ink, and you can see that at the top of my layout, and it looks beautiful, but it just didn't really work for what I had in mind for this layout. It just turned out a bit more colorful and happy and kind of, you know, candy colors. And that black flower seemed a little bit too serious for my personal taste. So it didn't get used in this layout, but maybe, hopefully, I can use it in a future layout. Okay. I want to apologize for my lame titles. I have the lamest titles. I'm aware. I really wanted to come up with something witty, better, more interesting, and nothing came. I probably should have asked someone. Maybe Tanya could have helped me with some funny idea. But these photos, you had to be there. But it was just so cute because we went out just for like a walk in the park or something. And of course, we had to buy ice cream because my girls always want ice cream. And I can't blame them. I think when I was pregnant with Lily, I think I had ice cream running through my veins and not blood because I ate so much. And she came out a really big baby, and I still have to wonder if that was connected maybe to all the fat and dairy that I consumed while I was carrying Lily. I really had... So I can't blame them. Ice cream is the best. And we bought... Well, Adi made a rookie mistake and bought them different ice creams. You don't do that with kids. It always has to be the same unless they specifically ask. But Lily is not yet exactly in the stage where she has, a strong preference in ice cream. It's mostly because she doesn't get it very often. It's mostly, she's just excited to get something so sweet. So she pretty much will eat anything. Like any flavor. And so it looked different than Ella's ice cream. And then she was just like eating her ice cream without really getting her permission. So I thought it was just cute. I managed to take a few photos. On the left photo, Lily is looking at the ice cream and her tongue is already completely stuck out and her mouth is open, ready to charge. And then the second one was an unauthorized tasting. Ella is used to this. Sometimes I think it's not so easy to be the big sister. I was the baby, but I had a big brother. I mean, I have a big brother, not a big sister. But I can sympathize also with Ella, even though I was the small one. So, okay, at this point, I guess maybe I didn't film it, but basically I stamped a bunch of... Didn't I film it? Okay, it's possible that I messed up the order of this video, and at some point we will get it backwards and we will see the actual stamping. So I also used some Distress Oxide inks to stamp those images, and we received in previous kits the Distress Oxide ink pads. They're fantastic. I would say that they're probably one of my favorite inks. I just love their opacity, the kind of chalky finish. I personally prefer them to the regular Distress inks because of their finish and the way that they look. I guess they're more similar in appearance to pigment inks as opposed to like dye inks. And so I stamped a few images using the colors that we got. I think I have their worn lipstick. What's the hot pink? Something berry, raspberry, something. Squeeze? No, not squeeze. And then I think I also used squeezed lemonade. But I think all my mixed media supplies in this layout are from color kits. You can really get a nice collection if you just pick up the color kit each month, and within a few months you'll have quite a nice selection of mixed media goodies. So another thing I did was I fussy cut some of the butterflies and layered them. I love that look. I think this month I saw Missy do that, so that was definitely in my head when I copied that idea. And yeah, now this is like the most fun part of the layout, I feel, because I have all these pretty flowers in pretty colors and pretty embellishments, and all I have to do is decide what to use and stick things down. And that sounds really easy, but apparently it's really, really not, because it took me a long time. I think the general theme of late is that just because I don't scrapbook as much as I used to, I guess, everything takes me longer. It's just, you know, it's like a muscle, and if you don't train it, then it gets harder to do something again. Oh, there I am. There I am again with the inks. So here I'm just stamping a few of the smaller florals in the set, and I don't end up using that particular floral, but I do end up using that one that I'm stamping now, which has 2 flowers, and I will use that. And I'm inking it with like half yellow, half pink. It will get your ink pad a little bit dirty, so if that's something that bothers you, beware, be careful, don't do that. But I don't care, so I'm all about the mess. You probably know by now. And yeah, that got me this really cute ombre look and kind of colorful stamped image of 1 pink flower and 1 yellow one. Hopefully, maybe you can see those in the close-ups. And I also used that gorgeous rainbow sticker from the Maggie Holmes sticker sheet that came in the kits. I love that rainbow sticker. I wasn't really hoarding it, but it just didn't really work with any layout that I've made this month with the kits. But here it totally worked, and I love it. This was really, really fun to make. That's all I can say, and I already said that, I know. So this is also the last layout that you will see me making using the August kits, which is probably, you know, a good thing since we're almost in October already. But I'm recording this Friday the 21st, and this will be up Monday. But I just received my September kits, so hopefully I will upload the unboxing of the September kits, and you can see exactly what I will be playing with for the next month. If that video is already up, I will link it somewhere, you know, in the right corner of the screen. And yeah, other than that, I just want to tell you that it's probably, I think it's safe to say that you won't be seeing a lot of scrapbooking videos on my channel besides the Hip Kit Club ones, which I have no intention of stopping because I love the kits. And have you seen the October kits? They are full of Paige Evans' new collection, Whimsical, and that collection is probably, I think it's my favorite collection of hers. And the kits are full of that gorgeous collection. So I'm really excited about the October kits. I should probably start working also on my November kits. But yeah, so those videos are staying in. If I have a new project every week for Hip Kit Club, every week. So if you don't see that video on my channel, it's on the Hip Kit Club YouTube channel. But I make a video every single week with the kits, and you can, you know, that will stay the same. I have no intention of changing that. I also do on Patreon every month at least one real-time scrap video, and I walk you through my process, and I tell you all the stuff I'm thinking and my dilemmas, and I also chat about other random stuff like, you know, what I'm reading and what I'm watching on TV. But if you're interested in the real-time process, really seeing how things come together and what I'm thinking and all that stuff, so that's available on my Patreon actually for the lowest tier. So if you pledge $4 a month, you get access to that video every month. And of course, it's a new video every month. So between the real-time video and the Hip Kit Club videos, that's pretty much all the scrapbooking that I do these days. And yeah, I have to say, you know, I wish I could do more of everything that I love. More scrapbooking, more art journaling, more watercolors, more sketching, more everything. But I have very little time to do all these things. So at the moment, you know, besides my Hip Kit Club projects and the Patreon video, I mostly spend my free time or my creative time sketching and watercoloring and art journaling. I'm right now back more into the pure watercolor stage as opposed to more mixed media, which is where I was probably a couple of months ago. So that's just, you know, I think the nature of creative work, it takes you in different directions, and that's part of the fun and the excitement of it. But I'm also telling you this so that you will know that's probably what you will see on my channel. I have some art supplies reviews. I posted some new watercolor reviews, new watercolors that I bought or received and reviewed for you, or swatched them, first impressions and all that stuff. So that's mostly what I've been doing. And of course, if you want to see more, you are always welcome to check out all my videos and tutorials on Patreon or my online school. All the links are below. Can we appreciate how pretty these butterflies are? I really love this layout. You know, sometimes when you make layouts, sometimes you really love them and sometimes you're just okay with them. And this happens to be one of the ones that I really love. And when I make these ones, I always ask myself, why don't I always make layouts that I absolutely love? I don't know. I think here it's just, you know, it's my colors, the pinks, the yellows, the purple. It's just everything that I love. Rainbows, watercolored flowers. I mean, they're not with watercolors, but it looks very watercolory. Pretty butterflies, puffy stickers. I mean, it's all good. It's so good. So yeah, just adding some finishing touches, those puffy hearts, one puffy heart from Amy Tan, and I added on top of it a puffy heart from Maggie. It's the union of the designers here. It's peace on my layout, bringing designers together right here on my layout. And yeah, just adding some puffy stickers here and there. Finally, I managed to add a couple of those pandas. If you will look, they are peeking behind the flowers, which I thought was really cute and very whimsical. Now that I'm looking at it, I think this layout could have also benefited from matting it on maybe a bit an interesting pattern, like a black and white stripe or something like this, or adding some stitching around. I sometimes don't do that because it's so hard to photograph them and have everything lie straight. So I just leave it like that, but I do love to add borders around. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my layout. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.